All right, everybody, we are back on here once again. The time is about 3:55 p.m. Central because we have got a destructive storm moving towards Albany here in Texas, capable of producing hail up to the size of baseballs and wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. If you aren't included in this warning, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of your house away from windows. This just went through Hawley, and again, it is going to head towards Albany very soon, producing considerable damaging wind gusts and destructive large hail. So this is, again, a destructive storm, all right? Even the severe thunderstorm warning reads, this is a destructive storm for Nugent. So anywhere in this warning box, unless you've already gone through the storm, you need to be taking shelter now. You need to be taking this seriously. This is just to the north of Abilene in Texas. If you're on the north side of Abilene, you may want to consider seeking shelter as well. But if you're in like Abilene proper, the main threat for you is going to be more of just a damaging wind, large hail, kind of a typical severe thunderstorm threat. This one up to the north, though, is very concerning. Again, look at that hail core, and then also on the velocities, we have some very impressive wind gusts here near Phantom Hill at the minute. These are elevated winds, but we are seeing winds up to 70 miles per hour on the velocities at the minute. So definitely some destructive wind and hail going on there down in Texas. We have 10 severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment. We also have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning all the way up here into Oklahoma. This is going to be for 1-inch hail and 70 mile per hour winds and a major light show there. That is a ton of lightning. That is going to be heading kind of towards the middle of nowhere here, honestly. Areas like Myers, Opa, Nanos, Big Heart, Hurd, Bowring, Oak Ridge, Whippoorwill, Hula. You're going to want to be taking shelter whenever this storm reaches you because, again, it is capable of producing wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, which is very significant and very dangerous. These storms are really kind of starting to pop off a little bit more than the last stream. There's a lot more rotating storms as well than last time, so we're watching for that threat across portions of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and even Missouri now, all right? Missouri, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning up there in the northwest corner of the state. This storm will be capable of producing hail up to 1 inch in diameter and 60 mile per hour winds, so look out for that. We still do have some storms out there in Indiana and starting to move across the Ohio River into Kentucky now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning just to the south of Cincinnati, Covington here, all right? It's one heck of a light show there heading for Florence. Some large hail, some damaging winds. You got to look out for that, obviously. So those are the threats we're dealing with right now. We have gotten a new tornado watch since the last stream. This is going to be for parts of western Missouri and eastern Kansas. And then, obviously, we have our tornado watch for Oklahoma and Texas. We have our severe thunderstorm watch in west Texas. We have our severe thunderstorm watch in southeast Kansas. We have so many different areas that are under a weather watch at the minute. We even have a special marine warning down here in Florida. There was a water spout located down here near the Florida Keys, surprisingly. So you gotta look out there. Don't go on boat travel down in the Florida Keys for the next several hours. But yeah, the main thing, honestly, is this one cluster of severe thunderstorms on the Oklahoma-Kansas border, really starting to move into Kansas now. And then also this cluster of storms down here in Texas. And again, this is just some incredibly large hail and some very dangerous, damaging winds as well. Again, this is hail up to baseball size. I'm sorry my chair keeps squeaking. I'll try to fix that. But yeah, this is a very dangerous situation here. We're going to bring up our live cam there from German, Texas. The dew point is 76.2 degrees. That is crazy. Getting dew points into the high 70s is very rare, even for Texas. So, as you can see, there are very overcast skies. We have some storms approaching that area. Not a massive storm here, but some storms. Again, this is a very dangerous situation. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Again, this is an incredibly dangerous storm here that you need to be taking shelter from. This is going to do some significant damage to this area, most likely. And unfortunately, it is in a pretty populated area. So, the impact, people and animals outdoors will be severely injured. Expect shattered windows, extensive damage to roofs, siding, and vehicles. So, pretty much damage to your entire property, all right, is going to be possible with this storm here. If you have any questions about your location, leave it down below in chat. Because, again, this is a pretty widespread outbreak. We still have not seen a single tornado warning today. And now we're at the 4 o'clock hour. It's kind of surprising at this point. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. That's going to be for Taylor and Runnels County in Texas. That's for 1-inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds. We do have a new mesoscale. This is going to be for portions of central Illinois and northern Missouri. Okay, this is a pretty concerning one. There's an 80% chance of a tornado watch being issued for central Illinois and eastern Missouri between now and 5:45. Some potential for for storms to increase in coverage/intensity within the next 2-3 hours. Tornado watch will need to be considered. So again, that's an 80% chance there for that area. Right now, it's kind of just raining up there, but soon that will evolve. But we're way more concerned right now about specifically the town of Albany, Texas. Again, this is some widespread significant damage here whenever you have a storm this major. This is not what you want to see. You have scattered friends out through the country. I'll be watching for them and sometimes in the background as I work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, though, this storm here in Texas, it's nasty. You know, maybe you're sitting here in Texas and thinking, oh, I've lived in Texas my whole life. I'm used to these storms. This is a significant one. You probably don't see storms like this too often, even down there in Texas in your area. And even up here in Oklahoma, this one is relatively concerning as well, with that major damaging wind threat. Also, I'm sorry for that terrible Texas accent. I will never do that again. Alright. So, again, Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas. Kind of what we're looking at right now. Arkansas has not had as much action today as as expected. Arkansas is more of an overnight threat, though, so just because you're not getting anything right now doesn't mean you won't later. You most likely will. There's a live look at Norman, Oklahoma. Dew points up to the 70s almost, even in central Oklahoma, which is insane. Let's actually take a look at this live cam in southwest Ohio. It's facing the wrong way, but still see that severe thunderstorm there, kind of. It's very overcast. Again, this one is kind of crossing the Ohio River right now. Kind of going back and forth between Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. This is the storm we were watching very closely earlier near Bloomington whenever it almost produced a tornado. Or I didn't really almost produce it, but it got closer than any of the other storms have today to producing. The tornado threat is expected to develop within the next few hours. It's been kind of lackluster this afternoon, but we were kind of expecting that. But it should start to kick up pretty soon here, kind of going into the evening hours. So did they bump that up to a moderate around Oklahoma City? Yeah. Yeah, that's been moderate for most of the day here near Oklahoma City. That's a 4 out of 5 risk for severe weather for anybody that's not aware. So let's go back down here to Northwest Texas. Because, I mean, this storm near Abilene. The funny thing is that earlier today, this area was in, like, maybe not even a marginal risk of severe weather. And now we're seeing a destructive, damaging storm roll through the area here. Look how much lightning there is on this, by the way. That's crazy. Yeah, we kind of got 2 clusters of severe warnings. One of them is down there in Northwest Texas. The other is on the Kansas-Oklahoma border here. Hadn't been able to check it really since morning, and now where I live is in a slight zone. Yeah, the slight risk is going to be a 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather. So be aware, but you're not the main area of concern, really. But still, some severe storms could spin up. By the way, this storm here in southwest Ohio is actually trying to develop just a tiny bit of rotation, it looks like. And even, it does have a decently impressive look here. It's not even warned for anything. Technically, it's on the edge of the special weather statement, but that's not the storm it's warning for. It's this one. We may see something here get warned for the Hammersville area, maybe like a special weather statement or something, because that's definitely producing at least a little bit of rotation. I mean, yeah, that's a tad bit there. It's not a ton. It's a bit of weak rotation, though. I think our main concern is definitely still northwest Texas here, though, because this is just ridiculous. Southeastern Ohio here. Yeah, so Ohio, southeastern Ohio's main threat is actually going to be for tomorrow. I know you're only under a slight risk for today, but tomorrow you're going to be under that moderate risk, that 4 out of 5. And this moderate risk is even more concerning than today's. You're going to have a 15% chance to see a EF2 or higher tornado in your specific area there if you are in southeastern Ohio tomorrow. So do have a tornado action plan in place. Know where you're going to go if a tornado drops in your area. Again, that's not a 15% chance in total for like this whole area. That means the 15% means Columbus has a 15%, and Dayton has a 15%, and Cincinnati has a 15%. It's not just like we only have a 15% chance total. The total chance of seeing a tornado is much higher than 15%. It's almost guaranteed. Friends in Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Cincinnati, Louisville. Yeah, so tomorrow Louisville will pick up. Right now DFW may pop off a little bit. Oklahoma City is definitely going to see some stuff. And then Cincinnati is going to kind of seeing some stuff right now. So let's go and turn today's outlook back on here. By the way, our storm down here did get downgraded to 50 mile per hour winds. Big Basement already have plans. I was in the super outbreak of 74. We are careful. Yeah, the 74 super outbreak. New severe thunderstorm warning. 1 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. Down, in North Texas there. That's crazy. The super outbreak of 74 was 50 years ago now. They did actually put a special weather statement on that storm, by the way, in southern Ohio that I was talking about. That's going to be for Winchester, Georgetown, and Mount Orab. The rotation is a little weaker now, and it never really was that intense, but look out for that storm there. Happy to see improvements in technology, for sure. Glad I'm able to help. That's the whole point of these live streams here. Alrighty. So, we have so many mesoscale discussions in effect right now, so I think I'm just going to kind of read through those really quickly. So, I guess now it's down to 3, but Central Illinois, Eastern Missouri, 80% chance of a tornado watch being issued between now and 5:45. That's probably the most concerning mesoscale we have right now. The one for Kansas and Missouri has already been issued. And then we also have one for southern Indiana, southern Ohio, western West Virginia, and northern Kentucky for a 40% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued. It is just kind of a few weaker cells down there, though, in that area. Other than this one doing a little bit of rotation there near Hammersville. So, oh wow, so there's now confirmed baseball-sized hail on this, reported by trained weather spotters. It's no longer a radar-indicated threat. Let's actually just go ahead and read through the SPC storm reports that we've gotten so far today. So far, we've had 5 reports of severe weather. Just spit it out. So we have power lines down, reported in Nolan County, Texas, all over Nolan County, Texas, near Roscoe and Sweetwater. This storm did move through Sweetwater as well, producing 70-mile-an-hour winds, so it's not surprising. We do have a hail report from Oklahoma. By the way, new severe thunderstorm warning. Golf ball size hail there for Shackleford County. So, yeah, we did have a 2-inch hail report in Oklahoma today in Logan County, and then a 1-inch hail report in Kingfisher County, and then a 1-inch hail report all the way up in Kankakee County, Illinois. Again, we just got a little bit of rotation there on that cell near Hammersville. It does have a little bit of a hook echo shape, it looks like. Another new severe thunderstorm warning, that is going to be for Osage County in Oklahoma. That's for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, we do have 70-mile-per-hour winds up here in Oklahoma. I don't want to downplay this storm just because we're looking at other ones. This is a very dangerous storm. 85-mile-per-hour gusts there. But that is elevated, so those are not the surface winds. But gusts elevated about half a degree are up to 85 miles per hour, actually, which is pretty impressive. So it's looking like they are going to let this destructive severe thunderstorm warning expire because they continued a new one, but it's only for golf ball sized hail, so it's not destructive anymore. It's considerable. Still really got to look out for that, though, as it approaches Albany. Alright, you guys, so our only destructive severe warning has now expired. We have a couple of considerable ones left. The others are just basic ones. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. That's going to be for 1.5-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds all the way up into Kansas for the Independence area. And another new severe thunderstorm warning for golf ball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds on the south side of that storm. So this is a pretty bad situation here, actually. You need to be taking shelter. But yeah, luckily we do not have any destructive severe thunderstorm warnings left, but we do have several considerable ones now. Then obviously we're still watching these little cells out here producing just a little bit of minor rotation in southern Ohio and northern Kentucky. So now our biggest storm is actually this one up here in North Oklahoma. We do have Storm Chaser Corey Gherkin on that storm, so if anything significant happens, he'll likely report it. Again, these are some damaging winds here, guys. You need to take shelter. And Copan, and then down the line, Lenapaw and South Coffeyville. Even just Coffeyville proper, I would say, because you're still under the gun for ping pong ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Excuse me. Let's actually bring up a couple more live cams here. We'll go ahead and bring up Norman, Oklahoma. Actually, there's not too much going on there. I don't want to fill up the screen with unnecessary live cams, but I do want to get some more on here. Fortunately, there's none really in the spots that I want them. Could actually bring up Burlington, Kansas. That's actually a really good cam there. In fact, we'll just get rid of German, Texas, and just put Burlington, Kansas in here. It's like you're getting some... Oh my gosh. Holy cow. All that lightning there. That's kind of crazy. It's hard to tell whether the thing is paused there or not. Here, if I grab it this way, then it shouldn't pause. There we go. Oh, apparently we have Brandon Kopic there too. I just couldn't see him because he was covered up by Corey Gherkin. But we got multiple professional storm chasers here on this damaging thunderstorm on the Kansas-Oklahoma border. We have 10 severe thunderstorm warnings still. If there was any rotation with this storm, it would be located right in there, but right now the rotation doesn't look that concerning. And the tornado threat should start to pick up relatively soon. Not immediately, but somewhat soon. Yeah, it looks like our storm chasers here are right in position. This storm is going to slam right into them with some intense wind and hail. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to bring this stream up for copyright reasons, but I'd love to see that right now. I'll have to go back and watch that later, because this is going to be really intense. They did just update that severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. It is now for 2.5-inch hail. That's tennis ball sized hail. So not only is there 70-mile-per-hour winds, but also tennis ball-sized hail with this. You really need to be taking shelter, taking that seriously. Today's bad, tomorrow may be worse, almost on the anniversary of 74. I know, it's around this time of year, there's usually some major tornado outbreak. Somewhere from, like, late March to early April. It's usually a historic outbreak. Oh, whoa. Huge hail falling over Hickory Hill. Look at that massive hail core. Okay, yeah, that is giant. You gotta be taking shelter there, guys. What does the correlation coefficient look like there? Not that impressive. This is a really big storm, though. Again, these cells here in southern Ohio, they're trying to do something, but they're not succeeding very well. Oh wow, we do have 5 more reports of large hail since I last read them off there. So let's go and read those off again, actually. We'll read off the new ones at least. So, yeah, there was that baseball-sized hail report there in Jones County, Texas. Also, a 71-mile-per-hour wind gust in Coke County, Texas. So we're probably going to see a lot of power outages, a lot of damage there. That's why I was saying, take shelter. There's some huge hail, destructive wind gusts. We had some sun earlier. Didn't like seeing that preceding these storms. Yeah, because anybody that doesn't know, whenever there is, if it's an overcast sky, when a storm comes in, it's not quite as powerful as whenever it's sunny and then a storm comes in, because what happens is you have less instability if it's already cloudy out there. And it just doesn't work as well for the storms if it's already overcast before a storm approaches. All right. Again, just a little bit of rotation there. North of Georgetown, New Richmond, Independence. None of these are like extremely concerning. Probably not going to do anything. Yeah, a sunny day does not mean you are in the clear. That's why it's important to know about your area's weather. All right, this is actually a breaking update here, guys. We have got the tornado possible tag on the northern side of this storm here for Coffeyville, Liberty, Cherryvale, Independence, Havana, Neotes, Peru, and Tyro, as well as Deering in southern Kansas. Tornado possible tag. So there's a little bit of rotation on this storm here. Tornado could spin up. It doesn't matter. You should already be in shelter anyway, because this storm is producing 70-mile-per-hour winds and tennis ball-sized hail, which is not a good combination. This is as close as you get to a destructive severe thunderstorm warning without actually having a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Literally. If any one of those stats was upgraded, it would be destructed. Look at our Burlington, Kansas live cam. It's interesting there. This storm is also doing a ridiculous amount of lightning on the back end of it. Oh, I want to see those Storm Chasers feeds so bad. I think I'm going to pull it up on my iPad here. I can't bring it up on stream, like I said, but I can watch it on my iPad. They are probably, honestly, in a pretty dangerous spot out there. Alright, I'm going to pull one of their feeds up. Oh my gosh, the skies on their feeds. It's so ominous. It's so creepy. There are over 200 people watching those two combined. Maybe even a bit of a lowering on that storm. Look at on Corey Gherkin's feed there. Used 2 monitors, had 3 going in 2011. Yeah, again, I cannot emphasize this enough. You guys need to be in shelter here if you're on the northern side of the storm on this warning here. On either warning, really. Should be in shelter. That is a massive hail core. That is a gargantuan hail core. Some spots getting to 73 dBZs. That is ridiculous. And if you're just now tuning into the stream, we are looking at a live, damaging, dangerous thunderstorm moving through the Oklahoma-Kansas border here, capable of producing tennis ball-sized hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and possibly even a tornado. If you're included in this warning, you need to take shelter. Coffeyville, Kansas, and Independence, Kansas are the big cities in this. And again, unfortunately, this is a pretty populated area here. Let me actually check the population of these warnings. So there's 31,000 people on the northern warning and 4,000 people on the southern warning. So about 35,000 people here are getting slammed by this destructive thunderstorm. Again, technically it doesn't have the destructive tag from the National Weather Service, but it's going to do a lot of damage. 76 dBz. That is very high. This may even be larger than tennis ball size hail. We may see some, like, even softball size hail reports from this. Like, I'm talking baseball, maybe even softball size. I would not be surprised if this warning got upgraded to something like that. And this is a destructive storm. Again, maybe a little bit of rotation trying to spin up. Not too crazy, though, which is why they did the tornado possible tag instead of just actually issuing a tornado warning. Guys, this is a really big storm, though. Without a doubt. .76 dBz is the highest dBz I've seen all day on any of these storms. This could be the most damaging storm we've had thus far. It looks horrendous. I don't like how it's getting tight on that leading edge, for sure. Yeah, this in here looks like rotation. It could be contamination from the radar. It may not be real rotation, but I think it is, personally. It's really trying to wrap up there over Copan Lake. They did just update this warning here. They didn't really change anything about it, though. Look at all that lightning. That is crazy. And you guys, this is a very dangerous storm. You need to take shelter. We may see a tornado warning be issued here any second for it. Again, we're a little bit more concerned about the northern side of this storm because that's where the greatest hail core is. But even on the southern side, you're talking about 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and even a possible tornado threat. So you got to take shelter down there, guys, on either one of these warnings. Surprisingly, we still have not had any tornado warnings today. But as I've been saying this whole stream, the threat is going to ramp up over the next couple hours. Yeah, that is still a really big hail core, you guys. Not gotten any new warnings for a while, but that's good. And you guys, I don't like the look of this storm here. Hopefully we get a new radar update soon on the velocities. There we go. Again, it's rotating a little bit. Not quite enough to produce, which is why they don't have the warning on there yet for a tornado, but they do have the tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning because there's a little bit of rotation there. It's actually been a minute since we've taken a look at our storms here on the Ohio-Kentucky borders. Let's do that. Nothing insane. Still, just kind of weak, broad rotation. This storm here on the Missouri-Iowa border is weakening out as well, but still capable of producing 40-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. Maybe some supercells starting to intensify here around Jefferson City, possibly. Picking up on their lightning production for sure. So, Coffeyville, you're the big city in the path here. This just went through Caney, went through Owen, there in Kansas, but Coffeyville and South Coffeyville, it's time for you to get underground. I wonder if the sirens are going off in any of these communities. It depends on what town you live in. Some of them go off for severe thunderstorm warnings of this magnitude, some of them don't. I think they should go off for something like this, though. At least I would hope so. Again, even without that tornado, you got 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's acting as like a low-end EF0 tornado there. And then on top of that, you've got tennis ball-sized hail. Possibly even larger at one point. I really think we might see some like baseball-sized hail reports out of there. Kind of just looking around at our other storms right now since we haven't taken a look at these in a while. Nothing too impressive. They did downgrade the south side this morning to ping pong ball size hail, but they also added the tornado possible tag to it. So downgrading the hail aspect, but upgrading the rotation threat. I'd honestly say the south side of it's rotating more than the north side. New severe thunderstorm warning that is going to be for Stevens and Young counties in Texas. It's going to be for 1.25-inch hail and at 60-mile-per-hour winds. Honestly, maybe even a little bit of rotation trying to form there to the east of Albany. We've been talking about this storm for pretty much the entire stream now. It's got a little bit of a hook possibly, and then also a little bit of a velocity increase, so I'll watch that. All the severe thunderstorm warnings we have right now are either in Kansas, Oklahoma, or Texas. New severe thunderstorm warning that is going to be for Callahan, Taylor, Runnels, and Coleman counties in Texas. Let's actually bring up our German, Texas live cam here. Wow. Look at that. This is in a really good direction, too. It's facing basically directly towards the storms there. Oh, wow. Our Burlington live cam is probably about to get really crazy because there's a 40-mile-per-hour wind and pea-sized hailstorm approaching it. Also has quite a bit of lightning on it. It's going to be pretty impressive to see there on our live cam. By the way, this storm is still doing monster hail, possibly up to tennis ball size. Now north of Cotton Valley, southwest of Tyro. Another new severe thunderstorm warning. That is going to be for Callahan, Taylor, no, that's not it. Oh, wow. That is for Shackelford County, Oklahoma, or Texas. Guys, this is for 3-inch hail and 80-mile-per-hour winds. Actually, 88-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That is almost 90-mile-per-hour winds. This is a huge, destructive thunderstorm here. This came out of nowhere. This is massive, guys. You've really got to take shelter. This is the biggest storm we've seen all day. 3-inch hail and 88-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That is insane. And that's a confirmed thing, too. That's not radar indicated. From 3 miles northeast of Albany, this is a destructive, damaging storm. Again, this is the worst storm we've seen all day. I think the new warning was actually this one here for 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, but this got upgraded to 3-inch hail and 80-mile-an-hour winds. And it's actually 88 miles per hour is what that Mesonet recorded, or Minoset. Or is it Mesonet? I think it's Mesonet. Yeah, Mesosnet. I don't know why. Okay. We do have tree limbs and shingles down in Runnels County, Texas, by the way, as well. New severe thunderstorm warning. Not sure which one is that for. Is that for Knox and Ford counties in Texas? No, but it's for the one ahead of it. Ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Alright, this is really bad, though, guys. This is like a really bad situation here. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. That's similar to what a tornado warnings impact reads whenever there's an actual tornado on the ground. But no, we've just got straight line winds like a tornado here. And this is winds close to 90 miles per hour. Yeah, this is really bad. It's like, the storm doesn't even look that impressive on radar. By the way, our storm on the Kansas-Oklahoma border just got worse as well. It got upgraded to baseball-sized hail, so this is also a destructive severe thunderstorm warning now. We have 2 destructive warnings at the same time. Guys, oh my goodness. This is really bad. Everybody thought, everybody only thinks about the tornadoes, and that's pretty much it whenever they think of severe weather, but hail and wind, whenever it's to this magnitude, they can be even more significant than a tornado, and that's what's happening here. Holy cow, dude. That is insane. By the way, our Burlington, Kansas live cam, it is getting hit by this storm pretty well. The camera is bouncing around a whole ton. What kind of winds have we got there? It doesn't want. It's really bouncing around there. We see some rain, some gusty winds. By the way, they upgraded the warning ahead of the big one to 1.25-inch hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and the tornado possible tag. So this storm is weakening out, the 3-inch hail and 80-mile-per-hour wind one, but it is still very strong. You need to be taking shelter. Holy cow. All that lightning, man. Lightning can sometimes show the intensity of a storm, and that's definitely what's happening here. By the way, the warning on the south side of the one on the Kansas-Oklahoma border did get condensed, and it's now down to 70-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail, and tornado possible. Stay in shelter, though. Those winds are going to be bad for the South Coffeyville area, as well as Elliott and then Noxie. Noxie, you need to get there downstairs now. It's basically already on top of you. Hopefully the sirens are going off in these communities. We do have a ton of new large hail reports. We got baseball-sized hail from Montgomery County, Kansas. Oh, wow. Yep, there's the 88-mile-per-hour wind report that we had. There's reports of damage from Osage County, Oklahoma. Again, we got power lines down in Nolan County. Could Huntsville, Alabama get upgraded to 15%? If you mean like a tornado threat, I think that's very unlikely. I definitely don't think Huntsville is going to a 15% tornado threat. Look at all that lightning, man. Okay, so here's what I'm actually going to do, you guys. I kind of need to use the restroom, so I'm going to go ahead and be right back. I'm going to put a BRB there on the screen. I will leave this radar up here. I will be right back. Give me about 2 minutes. Alright, everybody, I am back here. Looks like nothing too crazy happened while I was gone, luckily. We do actually have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Not sure which one that is. That is so much lightning there. Also, our Burlington, Kansas cam, we just saw some lightning flash. Still some gusty winds. Some heavy rain. It's like we may even have some storms trying to pop off in northern Illinois still. They were earlier too, but now they're a bit more impressive. And I had mentioned these cells here near Jefferson City earlier, and they are pretty intense now. Alright guys, there's a new tornado watch. That is the one for eastern Missouri and central Illinois. Give me just a second here, and I will pull up the details for that. Sorry, give me just a second, guys. Alright, let me look that up. The new watch. Let's see here. Alright, whoa. Okay, this is a pretty high-end tornado watch. It's one of the bigger ones we've seen today in terms of the actual tornado threat. It reads, a couple strong tornadoes possible. They usually say, you know, a couple tornadoes possible, but strong is a little bit higher up there on the ranks. New severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. Scattered hail up to tennis ball size likely, and scattered gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely. So, start to get some more storms popping up here in Missouri and Illinois. Yeah, I am actually in the risk. I'm actually included in that brand new tornado watch. I got an alert, which is how I knew so early that it had been issued. Alright, so let's get back into coverage mode here. By the way, the south side severe thunderstorm warning for the south side of the storm here has been removed, but the one for Coffeyville, it's still in effect, and it's about to slam right into you with all of its force. So you gotta take shelter. Pretty much the entire box is just filled up with lightning strikes. We still have that 3-inch hail and 80-mile-per-hour wind warning in effect. Sorry, I know I haven't been talking for a while. That expires in 7 minutes, though. The storm's basically moved out of that area anyway. The new tornado watch is still not popped up here on Radar Omega. Should soon, though. Yeah, our Burlington cam, it's getting tossed around there. Oh, there it is. There's a part of the tornado watch. That's not the full thing, but the rest of it is for parts of central Illinois and East Missouri. So, we did get a severe thunderstorm warning for one of the cells along the Ohio River here in Ohio and Kentucky for half-dollar sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that new tornado watch there. Again, this one is not PDS. It's almost PDS. But we have a 50% chance to see tornadoes in this and a 40% chance to see strong tornadoes in this. So anybody just now tuning in, we are taking a live look here at Breckenridge in Texas at a damaging storm, and then also a storm near Coffeyville, Kansas. That's pretty bad. This one is destructive. Baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I don't know why, but my chat is like glitching out. Like, there'll be nothing, and then all of a sudden, all these messages will pop up. Yeah, if at any point there are storms that roll through my area, I am gonna have to stop streaming, unfortunately. So I mean, there's really nothing I can do at that point. You know, I want to help out as many people as I can, but I've also got to make sure I'm looking out for myself. Yeah, right now, though, there's not really many storms in my area. Definitely not any severe storms yet. So we still got baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts falling near Coffeyville, Kansas. They did just issue a new warning for that. Still baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour gusts with the tornado possible tag. Oh my gosh, another one. That is going to be... Oh, never mind. Okay, the 65-mile-per-hour wind tag freaked me out there because the blue is the same color that they use for the 100-mile-per-hour wind tag. So I would have thought something really bad there was about to happen. They don't use the 65-mile-per-hour wind gust tag very often, but there it is. I really thought that said 100-mile-per-hour winds for a second, because the blue is the same exact color there that they use for the 100-mile-per-hour tag. And, you know, it doesn't make sense to, it wouldn't have made sense to me that there was a 100-mile-per-hour warning, but it didn't make sense to me that there was an 88-mile-per-hour gust back here either, so at this point, I'm like, anything is possible. Alright, you guys, we are, definitely not out of the blue yet with this event, and as much as I would love to stay live here, I can't stay live all day, right? I gotta, you know, do stuff. So I'm thinking I do this stuff now and come back later whenever the storms are more intense, rather than stream now and then later while things are intense I'm not able to do it. Like, I don't want that to happen. So I think what I'm going to do here is end off the stream around here and come back later whenever things are a little bit more active. Again, things are pretty active right now, but obviously I can't stay live the whole time. So I'm going to end off here. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys later. We're not done. Peace.